Welcome to Thrive Conversations, where we dive deep into the real stories and insights that shape our mental health, resilience, and journey toward a more fulfilling life. I'm your host, and my name is Tega, and I'm excited to be here. And my guest for today is Mrs. Ruth Dumandi. I love her so much. She's a happiness person. Every time you see Ruth, she's either dancing. You should go and check her social media page. She's either dancing or, spreading joy generally. She's a family wellness practitioner and she's a mind coach as well. We are going to be exploring how addictions of one person can affect the whole family, their mental health. It's so good to see you here today.
With you again.
The first time we did my first course on mental health and becoming a therapist, it was you and I and another Ruth, and it was such an amazing thing. So, Mrs. Ruth, for me, I'll be calling you Ruth because
it's all right. We are good.
It's so good to have you here today.
It's a pleasure.
The very first time I met her, she just called me. I think I don't know whether you knew someone that knew me.
No. I knew this is what you do, especially through social media.
Yes.
Yeah. So when I had the opportunity to do the course, I said, "There's someone that will really need this one too." So I just connected. I said, "Yeah, I'm ready."
I was so excited. And the worst part is I didn't even have the money complete.
Wow.
But you said something that I should just get in. And I just told myself that, just pay first. Yeah. Just pay first. And then somehow, like joke, like play, the money became complete.
Guess what? Even when I was encouraging you, I didn't have the money complete too. So, but somehow we had to pull through.
This is the thing they say, as in just take the first step. And
take
then
the first step.
Somehow
when you have a
wheel. Yeah. And we had an amazing time. And that journey has been, 5-6 years?
It's about 6 years right now.
Amazing. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be exploring the ripple effect, how addiction impacts the entire family. Mm-hmm. I know that you're a family wellness practitioner, and I know that you also have, your experience and expertise in mental health and, drug addiction and everything. So I'm going to ask you a few questions here, and I want for you to help us. Because when a person is using drugs, most people think that it's just that person that it actually affects. They don't know that. So you hear some family members say stuff like, "That's your business. So you want to be useless in your life. Just go and be useless in your life." Some people will just say, "No, your drug use is not a reflection on me. So whatever it is that you're doing is your business." But I'd like to ask you, how does it affect the emotional and mental well-being of the rest of the family?
Okay, we all know that addiction is a chronic brain disease.
Absolutely.
Which affects not only your brain, it affects your behavior. Knowing that is one area. You just ask the question, how does it affect people's well-being as members of family? Let me give an instance. For instance, you have a son, or this mother has a son.
Thank you. I was going to say, God forbid.
But then, so I just had to catch myself. I said, "No, this mother."
The reason why I was going to say God forbid is because that is the general reaction that people have.
Yes.
Forgetting that it can happen to
anyone, the best of us.
Absolutely.
It could happen to anyone.
Absolutely.
In fact, it can even happen to people you least expected. So these things happen. So the God forbid is just something we just do traditionally or religiously.
Absolutely.
So let's assume a mother, for instance, has a child that you've sent to school to study, probably to do a course. And suddenly, you pay school fees. You know how much is school fees? I know you're already getting the pinch gradually. Oh, yeah. So you finish paying the school fees, and this child goes to school, an A student for that matter. Suddenly, your A students that you've always been proud of, you've always been happy about, suddenly start dwindling. The person's scores start dropping, especially if you're a mother that follows through. Because you wouldn't know if the child is dropping if you don't know what is happening before then.
I love it.
So you now see a child dwindling from A, dropping to B. Oh, B is okay. These things happen. There are certain courses that you can just score a B. Now, it didn't stop there. You now start seeing the C's, the D's. This is academic area. that I just want to talk about now. You now start seeing the D's and the E's and F now is on a constant. And you're wondering, I pay your fee. I give you whatever you need. Now we're talking about family that the parents are present. Are involved.
Yeah.
I pay your fee. I do this. Whatever you need in school, I provide it. We provide it. So what's happening? Suddenly you now start hearing hints that your child don't even come to school. The child doesn't come to the class. And everything start going downwards. This is on this elementary basis. How will you feel as a mother? Nice. Now, you received a call one day from someone. That so person, your son, are you the mother of so person? He said, yes. What has happened to him? What's happening? He said, we just found out that he just stole. He said, my son, how did it happen? He has everything. So where are you? We are at a location. You drive, go there, and you're seeing your son well beaten, well battered, eyes swollen, and you're asking him, where now? Are you lacking anything? What has it started affecting? It's affecting both your emotional and your financial. You're wondering, how did you get here? Then mothers or parents that will now have to start paying off things that they didn't buy. They say what he took, the value of it was 4 million. No matter what you're doing financially, 4 million drops from your account. You will feel it.
Even 400,000.
40,000. Even for some family, 4,000 drops. Some family will feel it. It has started going to your finances.
Absolutely.
You are not the one that stole. You're not the one that sent your son to go do drug or your daughter. So, common 4,000 naira that you may say is common. For some family is everything.
Absolutely.
Because for some family, they don't even have 1,000 to sort certain things to eat, to feed. Now you're using it to go bail a child that is somewhat bringing shame. That is somewhat bringing pain that you didn't bargain for. A lot of times, some parents, they did what they ought to do. But sometimes our children just drift. And a lot of things are responsible. So you can't say as a parent that it is not my concern. It's not my business. It is your problem. Because how will, okay, there are some fathers sometimes when they hear such kind of news, they say he should go and sort himself. Some fathers could do that. And some mothers, he made the call finish his drop. Where did they say this again? And immediately you get the information, you're moving. Sometimes some people liquidate businesses, liquidate certain accounts because they need to rescue a son or a daughter. So it affects everybody directly or indirectly. If it does not affect you, probably tomorrow, the money, the gold, the diamond you have invested, you have kept somewhere, one day, this same child could go there. Do you know what it means that you have bought something for like 4, 5, 7, 10 million and someone is selling it for just 200,000 just to find rescue for that brain damage that the person has the urge for? So a lot of things. So it affects us emotionally. How does it affect us emotionally? They start pointing. That is a son of. You're moving. You can't even be settled. You're even moving. You're anxious because you don't know which call will come again. You're moving. Anxiety. You see how a child's addiction is affect even the siblings. I remember I saw someone on Facebook some weeks ago. I've forgotten his name. I'm sure you know him. He's a psychologist. He was he's a he's a recovered addict. I'm trying to remember his name. He was talking about a friend that died some weeks back.
That's
I don't
my
know.
brother, David Falarami.
Oh yeah. I when I was reading his post, I was all teary because I could imagine what was on his mind when they said this is the last call you have to make.
Yes.
And this is a lifeline. He was in a bunker.
Yeah.
This is a lifeline. If this person doesn't respond, we will do to you what pleases us. But that day he called that friend of his, and that friend responded. What if the friend didn't respond? What if the friend didn't arrive on time? What if a lot of what was on my mind, I was like, God, this is how these people will waste someone that God has put so much into to help this generation because of one thing. And I'm sure he called his friend because I'm sure his parents and siblings were already tired.
I know that his story in depth.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. He was tired of stressing his mother. His mother had done everything. The last time that sorry, you have to pause and start again. So the last time that there was a time that his mom, I don't remember how, I think he had come to the point where he had become suicidal.
Yeah.
He tried to stop the addiction and then he couldn't. And then he drank a poisonous substance. And when he did, I think his brother found him and called the mom. His mother had wrapper tied on her chest. That is how this woman carried him. They went to a hospital because he had taken poison. She was beside him in that wrapper over her chest with nothing else until a doctor came and gave her something to wear. I'm sure that woman didn't even remember that she was half naked.
And you said, how?
Truly, addiction is a family disease.
It's a family disease.
A family disease. Amazing. Yeah. I really love the fact that you talked about that. You know, when you said something about how a person can spend so much money and buy something, then
something precious.
I know someone that sold his father's land in a highbrow area of Abuja, and he sold it at a fraction of what it was bought. When they tried to get it back, the person now said, okay, let me sell it. Let's say it was 25 million. Of course, it was more than that. But the person bought it at 1 million naira. And then when the father now said, okay, give me my property back, I'm ready to pay you back
what he sold it.
In fact, I'm going to double the money. Let me give you 2 million to get my property back. Guess what the guy said to him? He said, no, sir, you will pay me 25 million to get this property
the
back.
Current value of the property.
Yes.
Ma'am, is that not enough to cause heartbreak?
So even when, are you saying now that even when people are, you know, there are some people in the family that will be like, Abeg, it's okay. It's his problem, it's not mine. Are you saying that those people too, whether or not they're in denial?
Yeah, a lot of times, a lot of family persons are in fact, they don't even know what is happening to their family member. Have you seen someone that is so addicted that because the person needs 1,000, 2,000, the person will call you over 50 times in a day?
Absolutely.
That sometimes you're screaming, I don't have money, I can't give you, because I know when I give you, you use it to take this. When you finish shouting, the person, okay, sorry, okay, I'll not call you again. After 10 minutes, you will still see the same call. No matter how you feel you are not connected to your family member, that call alone can weary you. Some people, they have to block their family members' line just because of that call. Because even them, they are triggered. Because in fact, anytime they see your call, that person's call coming, their spirits, their soul, their body is already gone. Because, you know, this is a problematic call. So a lot of times they say, it's your business. Sometimes some of them are just angry with the person.
So now, in the course of that now,
yeah,
you know that there are some people that are enablers when it comes to this, because there are different people in a family, when it comes to addiction, there is the scapegoats, there is the enabler, there is the family clown or the family jester, the one that's trying to make everybody feel like everything is okay. Let's talk about the enabler here. How would you, do you know how to draw the line between, being the enabler or just being supportive? Because you know that the people that are using drugs actually need support as well.
Yeah.
However, there's a thin line between supporting them and enabling them. So how do you think that can be, worked on?
Okay, yeah, Tega, you are saying someone is an enabler because you are aware of who an enabler is in such situation.
So true.
The person you are calling an enabler, most of the time, they don't know that they are even enablers.
Wow. How so though? Because you know that when you're giving the person money, the person's going to be using the drugs. So.
Yes, sometimes it's just in their mind is, if I give you this thing, will it make you settle in school?
Wait.
Yeah.
So if I give you this thing, will it make you settle in school? Chances are, we know for sure that it's not going to make you settle in school.
That is because you know for sure.
Wow.
Some mothers don't know for sure.
Wow.
Some fathers don't know for sure. What did we say addiction is? Is a brain disease. So some mothers don't understand how damaged brains are. They just thought it is just behavioral.
They think it's a moral
thing. It's a moral thing. In their mind, okay, probably you lack money to settle, to buy some things. Take this. Unfortunately, they don't know that something has been hijacked. So now, in that kind of case, until those kind of family members start looking for help,
now you understand why we need the conversation.
Yes.
And how it is.
Until when they see that this is a problem, is a thorn on our flesh, then when they start seeking for help, then people like you will now say, oh, Mom,
you are enabling.
Mom say, how? Because most times that is what you get. How am I enabling him? Either the other person is even accusing, either mother accusing father, you're the one enabling the father. You will not be surprised that one is saying you're enabling, one is saying
you're wicked.
You're wicked. So now, are you seeing?
Do you want the enemy to take?
Do you understand? Yeah. So everybody is one thing to the addicted person.
Let me ask you a question again. Now, one father built a new house and moved in with, new property. Everything was brand new. And then he had all the old stuff from the old house, which he could have given out.
Yeah.
But he packed everything and put them in the store in his house. So one of his wife's staff was not asking the wife that, "Ma, please, can I have one of the ACs?"
Okay.
And she said, "Don't worry, I would
talk to my
husband, but you can take it." And she took the AC and left. And then the father now comes back and she now says, I gave one of the ACs to my staff. And the man went ballistic. I'm like, but you're leaving these things at home. Nobody's using them. He said, I left it so that when that's your drug addict son wants to steal, he will not steal the main ones in the house. Let him go and take from the store and go and sell. Is that enabling?
Yeah. Consciously, unconsciously. For some other person, they may say he's just having a backup plan. But who told you that when this son wants to steal, he will go and steal the one in the store? Is it not you that is just lying to yourself?
So he's actually enabling that boy?
Yes, but sometimes it's an unconscious thing. His own mind is, I am solution driven. I'm looking for solution that whenever he comes, instead of him to come like this, he should go here. He didn't know, I'm not sure he's aware that he's enabling him. Because why is he not aware? Because what he's doing is not the solution.
Wow.
Sometimes, most parents, we are not aware.
So what would you expect that a parent like that would do in that situation?
Good. In this situation, parents will sit together and ask themselves, what did we do well? And what did we not do well? What we did well, how far has it affected? What did we not do well? How far has it affected? In the truthful conversation parents are having with themselves, with a right focus in mind, not attacking one another, solution will be in view. And in that process, they will start seeking for help. Before you know, one day they will have a conversation with someone that is probably aware of what that child is going through.
Absolutely.
So, okay, I can't really help you, but I know who. I know those who could help. Don't you think this is what we should do? Then they will now start looking for the right solution. Because for a father that tells you that, let me keep for that your addicted child, so that anytime, it's because that father doesn't understand the gravity of even that statement. Because when he finishes selling those old stuff, that is, if he goes through the old stuff, he will come for the new. Because they are not always tired of selling.
It's not even them. It's the compulsive.
It's the compulsive. That is what is making them not. Yes. They don't even know what they are doing. I have someone that I know he's addicted to these things big time. Hey, sis, he will call me like 101 times in a day. When I talk, I know that something is hijacking his mind. I know he's not normal. When I'm not picking, he will move to my husband. He will call. Sometimes he will curse. When he finish cursing you, a few days later, he will call again. That alone shows you that this person doesn't even know what he or she is dealing with until we start looking for the right solution. And remember, addiction doesn't just come on people. Things lead them there.
Absolutely.
And sometimes, we family members, we parents, may be the causes of these things. As much as we know that people should be responsible for themselves. But what happens to a child that's learned responsibility too early? What happened to a child that the parents were in his or her life, but they were not available? What happens to a child that had to grow alone?
Emotionally available.
Yes. What happened to a child that grew up alone? Dad is no more. Mom is no more. They are not available. I have to grow up on my own. Sometimes, some people go into drug for survival. Yes, we will blame them. The society will blame them. Nation will blame them. Church will blame them. Our systems will blame them. But there is a time that we have to blame ourselves as family and family members. Because what affects one family member affects every other one. Even, you see, okay, for a family member to say it is your problem, that is even a problem on its own. To tell you that even that family member that tells you that is your problem has even a problem. Why will a family person, a human being, see that another human being is in need and he or she says is your problem? The humanity in you is dead. So it's a general problem. It affects parents, it affects siblings, it affects your colleagues. You will borrow money from colleagues.
We're going to get to mental health in the workplace.
Yeah.
Because in all honesty, when a person is using drugs, it's not, the person may think it's just me. So when everybody's coming at them, they just keep saying, after all, it's not are you the one using? It's not you it's affecting. I'm the one it's affecting. So I like the fact that you're able to help us, understand this. So I'm going to ask you, what steps can a family take to prioritize their own mental health while helping their loved one? Because helping them is another thing. I know a family that had to take 3 children. 3. They have 4 children. Out of the 4, they took 3 into a facility. I was the one that facilitated that, and I took them there. And every time I saw the parents, and rehabilitation is not cheap. Every time I saw the parents, part of my heart was leaving me, because I understood the virtue that was leaving. You just
facilitated, though.
Exactly.
You facilitated.
Because I just thought 3 children out of 4. So I know that they had a lot of issues. So I started trying to help them with their mental health. Because I told them, leave these ones there. They're already undergoing their treatments.
You have to
but
look for
however, we need
yourself.
to look out for you. So what are the steps that they can take to prioritize their own mental health? Because after a while, you know how mental health issues come. When you're anxious, when the child comes out of the facility or when the family member comes out of the facility, the anxiety, it just appears from nowhere.
Okay, so when a family member is dealing with addiction and you start looking for solution, you get a facility where this family member goes in. The truth about it is that every member of that family needs to go through therapy.
I love it. I love it.
Because if they don't go through therapy, probably the trigger of that child is from the home.
So true.
So when the child finishes going through therapy, going through all their necessary procedures, and they come back home, such children will always have relapse because their triggers are around them. 1, 2, I will always insist that if a family member has a problem, it is our problem. And when they are treating this particular person, all of us should we should carry ourselves, bundle ourselves, we should go for our own treatment. Because one way or the other, a child in that family has picked certain attitude. Let me give you an instance. When a child that is addicted is given probably the attention, everybody's talking about him. How can we help him? How can we help her? How can we do this? What will we do? Oh yeah, give him money for this. Let him solve this. A child is in that family that may start feeling neglected. Unconsciously. It was not deliberate by the parents. And that child is feeling neglected. Everything in this family is about so person. Nobody cares about me. Sabotaging herself. But you see, if a child behaves like that, the child is just being a child.
Absolutely.
So now, you have affected a child in that family unconsciously. And when they now say, we are not taking it to rehab, do you know that all the money in this family, we have used it to pay for so person's rehabilitation. We don't even have money to send you to school.
Wow.
It has affected another child. Before you know, some start brewing acrimony against their sibling. See, you're the one making mommy then not to be settled. You're the one making daddy not to be settled. You're the one affecting my school. Bitterness. Strife. The parents did not plan for it. The parents did not know that this is where it will lead to. Everybody in the family, they are hot. In such situation, everybody need to hold hand. Let's go and look for help together.
And you know, in sorry to cut you short, in rehabs now, when they are doing the therapy, they've started trying to integrate family sessions.
Oh yeah, if any rehab does rehabilitation for only one person without a family session, that process has been faulted.
From the foundation.
Yes.
Wow.
It's been faulted. Because you cannot help somebody that will still come back to a family that probably his problem is in that family.
Wow.
Because how do you even look for the solution for that person that is in rehab? Sometimes it's during the family session.
True. That
you will be able to trace where this son or this daughter has missed it.
True.
You will now know that this father is a very aggressive father. Then you will now start thinking of behavioral issues. How you want to now they now say they need a feel bend old person, we don't old. You will not think of way to bend the person. And you see some persons
for the sake of that one.
Yes.
For the sake of the
but
one.
for most times some persons self don't even want to be bent.
So and in therapy, now you're saying that therapy, everyone should go for a family session. So in therapy we know that when they get there they will give them, coping strategies that will help them.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Because is it not when you go there, is it you have most times they don't even know they have problem. So solution is not even the only solution they are looking for is one person. And because money is involved again, Some person will prefer, let him be well, leave us, we'll be fine.
No, but you know, when they integrate it in the rehabs,
Yeah.
it's part of it.
It's part of the
Oh,
budget.
yes,
Yeah.
it's part of it.
It
So,
should be part of it.
even whether you come or you don't come,
You have paid
you
for
have
it.
paid. So that financial part, yes, is an issue. However, they don't ask. If they ask,
They don't need to even ask.
Actually,
They don't even need to ask,
It should
because
be
during your
integrated.
assessment, you will tell them that after probably the first 2-3 sessions with our clients, we need a
want to have
family,
family
because we need to. It is you that is the therapist or the psychologist that know how to break your sessions. You're not telling them they have problem. Yeah, you're not telling. You say, isn't it okay that we need all family members, mommies, aunts, everybody that grew up with it, because it will help his process, or it will help her process.
recovery.
That is how you're coming. And as they come in, you now have this conversation.
True.
Hey,
So true.
mommy, dad, okay, is that true? Before you know, you already have answers to his own problem.
So true. I love it.
Yeah.
So, are there any family-based therapies that can help navigate this? Do you know any?
When you mean family-based therapy that can help heal addiction, like I have searched so far, are we okay to go a little bit spiritual?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Great. We say it's a brain disease. And when you need to treat the brain, there are certain things you need to use to replace certain things. You will still need certain medication. Probably if the person is on heroin, you will still need some level of medication, some of these drugs, either a lower type to maintain the person, because it's already an addiction and a brain issue. So that is one. And when something has affected the brain, it's hard to get solution. However, there are people that God in his infinite mercies has delivered. There are certain persons that came to their senses. I don't know where that senses came. It's like when the Bible was talking about the prodigal son. Say he came to his sense.
himself.
He came to himself. And now say, why? We good? So, the Bible talking about the prodigal son. After he has lived his life, the one he said he chose by himself. The Bible said, and he came to himself. He became aware of all he has done. And he asked himself, my father has hired servant that are living better than me. I should go back to him and ask for forgiveness. There are certain times, certain people that have been hijacked by drug. There are certain times they will have an encounter. When they have that kind of encounter, for them, healing begins. So that is the one that I know, this one is solid. But for any other one, most times you see people, even when they are looking good, they go back again. But I don't know if you have other better options.
I believe,
yeah.
that makes sense. I really love what you've just said. So I believe personally, that it's a combination of stuff.
Yeah.
Some people, some family members will tell you it's a spiritual problem. They will keep you in a prayer house. In fact, recently someone told me we're just trying to get her to a prayer house where they can chain her and have deliverance. And I said, wow. The guy said, why are you saying wow? I said, well, you've just said what you want to do. So it's also okay. I also believe that it's a spiritual, psychological, and a physical approach that we can take. So it's threefold.
Sure.
You can't take one out of the other.
Yeah.
I don't believe that you can take one out of the other.
True.
I think that you can do them holistically. However, we know, because even in the treatment, the 12 steps, for instance, the 12 steps talks about, it's a spiritual journey.
It's a spiritual journey.
It's a spiritual
and it
journey.
comes from the awareness.
Yes. It's and now
That
you
is the
understand.
story.
That's the psychological part.
Yes, it comes with
because
awareness.
you must come to yourself.
Yes.
That this is what it is that I'm dealing with. However, I am powerless over this.
Very powerless.
And you need your higher power.
Sure.
To help you. So I love the fact
And
that
you
you
go
talked
back
about
to your
the spiritual.
father.
Yes. They said the number of steps you used to walk away is the same number of steps you have to
come back. Yeah.
Nobody's going to come and force you.
Yeah. Nobody will force you. Even though they chain you in any... You know, you asked something in the beginning about how it affects family. Do you know that a child's addiction problem can affect family spiritually?
Wow.
Yeah. You said it right now. Some family, in the process of looking for solution, they subject themselves to from one spiritual house to another spiritual house.
Wow.
And in the process of going from one spiritual house to another, some are being dwindled. Some are not only being dwindled, they are taken advantage of.
I know someone like that.
And they don't even know. They don't even know that they've been taken advantage of. Why? Because they are looking for solution for one. Unfortunately, they will exchange themselves for one person.
It's amazing.
So it's something that
I love it. This conversation has been heartfelt. So I'm going to ask you, this is 2025.
Yeah.
And so we know that you're a family wellness coach, and you will have programs for people that will want to come in, and if they have like issues like this and they want to come in. Do you have any programs that you have for this year? So
for me, Tega, let me let you know, this year for the last year I've been doing a lot of pro bonus. That my name is now pro bono. But this year, coming year, this 2025, I have decided that as much as we'll do pro bono, we'll be having sensitization.
I love it.
Sensitization.
I love it.
Sensitization. Anywhere we need to do pro bono will come in, because you cannot do this work without having to do pro bonos.
Yeah.
You get? So I'll be doing a lot of sensitization in small groups, large group, even group of family.
Yeah.
And I usually do it, but most times there are certain things you do that it will not be televised. It will not be on social media. But the truth I want to talk to those people that are into therapy or counseling. Yes, you may not be on social media where everybody is singing your praise, because our journey or our kind of job is so sacred that even when you see solution, you can just talk about the solution for talking sake to encourage your family, but you're doing something. So don't give up in what you're doing in that your little space, even though you decide to affect only a family.
Oh yeah,
you have solved
absolutely
a national and a human problem.
Yes, no, because there's a ripple effect.
Yes, there
so
is.
True, so
because
true.
if a family gets solution, the family will tell another family graciously, we had this issue and we went like this. So everything that I want to do in 2025 is every time I have the opportunity, I would sensitize. Anytime I have the opportunity, I will talk about it. I'll keep talking until one day I don't know if we can eradicate addiction. I don't know about that. It may just be a high dream, but one day it will be better for
But
some
I want
family.
you to do something. Put it on your social media page. Your
Yeah.
social media is the new CV.
Yeah.
Not because you're looking for a job necessarily, but sometimes people just scroll through social media and they may not even realize that this problem I have, I need to find a solution for it. But when they now see that this is what especially your sensitization, document it.
Sure.
So when you put it, someone will be like, oh, so this is what she does. And then, because, the thing about stigma is, many times people don't want to say, oh, my son was on drugs
At
and
all.
this is who helped them. That's why we don't have
You cannot tag.
Apart
You
from
cannot
tagging,
yeah.
there's one that people will say, "Oh, get testimonials."
Get
I'm like,
how do
testimonials
you
of
know?
who?
How do they share
Someone
it?
that went to rehab. It doesn't make sense.
My sister.
Stigma is real.
Yeah.
So people would not expect that we are going to, put it all out there. This is who I helped and this is who I helped. But when you're sensitizing,
It's easier.
Just put it there so that
is
people
easier.
know. So you tell us your social media handles,
Okay.
so that people can follow you and then they can see what
Okay.
you're doing and get involved when you're sensitizing.
Yeah. Okay, so Ruth Dumade, just look for me on Instagram, on Facebook, Ruth Dumade, or Gleeful Hearts, Ruth Dumade at Gleeful Hearts. Ruth Dumade at Gleeful Hearts. Just check out. You see me.
You will see the social media handles in the comments below. So we just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming today and helping us understand this thing that is ravaging us. They say 1 in 4 families would have a mental health disorder or have an addiction problem, which means that it's quite rampant. Thank you for demystifying this for us. And I really want to just say thank you. Thank you. So we have a mini gift for you.
Let me get ready for the gift.
It's nothing serious. We just want to say thank you.
Thank
and
you.
This episode is actually sponsored by Imose Pillows and Otisam Press. Thank you for coming as a guest today.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Beautiful. So cute.
Thank you.
So cute. Aww.
So any last words for us?
Yeah, I want to just say, Tega, thank you.
Thank you.
For all you do for humanity.
Thank you.
Yeah, the news may not be all there ravishing in people's faces, but you're doing a lot. I really do want to appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you for joining me on this episode of Thrive Conversation, and I hope today's discussion has inspired you to see these topics in a new light. Every step we take to better understand ourselves and support one another is a step towards a healthier and more compassionate world. If you found value in today's conversation, I'd really love for you to subscribe, share the episode with your friends and family, and be part of this movement to normalize these important discussions. Here on Thrive Conversations, we are all about empowering growth and resilience, and I'm so grateful to have you as part of this community. This episode was sponsored by Imose Pillows and Otisam Press. Do you have someone who would like to share their story, or do you think you have a story to share? Or would you like to feature on one of our episodes? If you know someone struggling with a mental health disorder and would like to share, send a DM to the address or the phone number or my email address. One last thing. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to like, share, and subscribe so we can demystify mental health so everyone knows it's a conversation worth having. Until next time, remember that every conversation, no matter how difficult, brings us closer to understanding, healing, and thriving. Stay well and let's keep thriving together. And don't forget that there is no health without mental health.